In this video, I'm going to bring your rope game to the next level. The popular auto-release knot, which is technically a hitch, is great for lighter loads. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But what if I were to design one or two improved versions that are just as simple yet more reliable? Well, I have. And in this video, you'll see them tested and how to tie them. I in no way am recommending you try this at home. This is Will White with the Pike Dandler Survival School in Western North Carolina.
This is not a quick release hitch. Quick release is essentially something you can untie quickly. You can release quickly. So this would be a quick release. The idea with this hitch is to be able to lower an item down a ledge, wiggle your rope, and get your rope back up so you can possibly, lower more things down. So let me show you this hitch. All I got to do is feed it through, rotate inward, create a bend or bite on my tag end. I put my bite through my loop. And this is kind of looks somewhat like a square knot in a way, or a bowline. And with this, it'll hold a decent amount of weight. So when you lower this down, you can wiggle it and it comes undone. Pull your rope back up, lower the next item. That's actually holding really good. Oh, until it's not. So now let's try my method. And so guys, rope stuff, at first it may seem overwhelming, but it takes practice. So don't give up if you're afraid of knots. It just takes time. So my method, turn here, bite through. We're gonna see if this holds more weight. I'm gonna say yes, because I can't. I mean, that's everything I got. And still, when you need to get it undone, give it some vertical whips. Sometimes it takes a little more effort, but that's the exchange. You have something more secure, which makes it harder to get out, but it's more reliable. There's option one. Option two, very similar system. This one I do plan on rappelling with. Now this is for emergencies only. This is the only choice. It's either death or take this risk. I'm gonna take the risk. So all you need is a strong piece of wood. This is fresh. First, you want to have some sort of 7-notch, something that's going to stop the rope from slipping off. If the rope slips off, this whole thing fails. So nothing fancy. Just going to tie a knot at the end of my stick. And if you saw the video recently, that's a square knot, but if you turn it properly, it turns into a slip knot. Your very reliable, thick and strong stick tied on. Just gonna wrap it around, and we're gonna go old school. The method that I came up with rope, where you do kind of a clove hitch, it works really well, but this doesn't come undone when you're at the bottom wiggling the rope. So we're gonna go with the traditional knot that I'm not a fan of for lowering heavy gear because it tends to fail, but with this toggle, it works just fine. So I grab my rope here, turn inward. I want to put this roughly towards the center. Now, it doesn't so much matter the center. The center does matter, but also having excess here matters. I'm gonna go with at least 3 inches. All right, that's 3.5. I'm gonna go 4, because as I pull tension, what's gonna happen is this is gonna turn, and I'll be putting all my tension, or most of my tension, on here. If this were too far out, let's say at the end, there's a chance that this is just gonna slip off. So you want a good bite. So this is what we have, and as I pull tension, this is just gonna kind of move here, which will make this wrap more secure. And that is it. And I can put as much tension as that stick will hold, not by pulling on it, but by compressing it. All right, so if it were real soft, punky wood, as I pull tension, if I were to pull tension and let go, there's gonna be a big like dent ring on the stick to give you a better visual on how this whole thing's working. So it's gonna work fine. And then to untie it, give it a few wiggles, and you can retrieve your rope. It doesn't work very well when you're pulling down. So from right here, now I don't know why I would anchor on a branch, but just the gravity involved and whatnot, when I try to wiggle this out, it just doesn't want to come undone, no matter what you do. Gravity's kind of impeding the release. So this doesn't work coming straight down. You have to wrap around some sort of anchor lower to the ground, like so. But to show you how effective this is, I am going to do it right here, right now. Now it's not going to release, but I just want you to see how well it holds. Okay, so I'm gonna ease into it. No, I'm not. I'm going straight in. All right, essentially, woo! I'm rappelling right now. It's holding all my weight and no sign of it failing. Let's try it out. Got my stick with the 7-notch at the end. That 7-notch is very important. Don't neglect that. Doing my one bend or loop. Make sure everything torques the way I want it to. And that's ready to go as long as I maintain tension. So next I need my mounter. Okay, double check your work. All right, everything looks solid. That's not going anywhere. That's where I want it to be. I'm gonna give myself another inch or so. There we go. Give it a couple tugs. And you know what? I just trust it. So here I go. Now, I know I'm not on a sheer cliff, so it's not holding 260 pounds. You already saw it held me perfectly fine from the tree. So I'm just gonna come on down, retrieve my hat, and call it good. I feel more than comfortable with this. And looking at the device up top, everything looks secure. I feel great. I'm gonna give it some torque. And again, unless the rope slides off the stick, which is what the 7-notch is for, it's not gonna do that. Unless it compresses the stick so hard that it snaps it. I don't see that happening. And the way I'm wrapped, it's not gonna slip off the end. So I feel pretty good. I'm gonna say this is a win. Let's see how well it comes undone. That's the big question. If I gotta spend a whole minute here, that's fine. And we are retrieved. Again, only use that, absolute emergency. In the meantime, stay alive as long as you can. How to tie what I call the double loop auto release hitch. Create a bend. Technically, this is called a bite, but really you're just bending the rope. I'm going to turn outward with this and then do another loop on the inside. So it kind of starts looking like a clove hitch. Then the bend / bite goes in your double loop. You tighten your double loops. Still have to dress it. And this does work a lot better with rope than it does with paracord. And there we are. That is how you do the 2-loop auto release hitch.